With Smartview R&D, you can open a series of images, analyze them and annotate them, and then create a report. So if we select the Open button here, I can just select the few images that I want to open. I can open all of these or just a few. And select Open. One image will display, but we actually opened all those images that I'd selected. So if you come up here, you see the green arrow button. I can go move between the different images that I want to look at. As I look at each image, I can go ahead and put my analysis objects on it, and then I can put comments and notations. The notations we have here are fault rating, low, medium, or severe. Smartview R&D comes with some default notations that you can set. So if I come to Tools and come to Notation Set, I can change it and grab the condition monitoring notations, and if I select Assign here and close, they'll display in here. Certain of the notations have preset values in there, like motor, pump, and compressor, and other ones don't have any values because it wouldn't know the location, so you can go ahead and enter the notation and start to fill out the values that you want to see here. The notations, you can also add your own notations to the system so that you have exactly the notations that you're looking for. Up here, by creating new notations, you can create a new notation category and all the values underneath it. After selecting my notations, I can go ahead and place my comments on the image also. So in this one, you can see in this image here, we can see that the seal underneath the door is ineffective, and there's also a hole in the door. And so that we see that the cold is coming in the room that way. We're losing heat that way. And then that line graph profile just goes ahead and shows us exactly the temperature of the room and then how much heat that we're actually losing. We go through this and we analyze each of the different images. Here's one that I've notated as severe. There's a significant amount of insulation missing from the ceiling, and then it needs to be replaced. And then another one that's a medium fault, and we have some insulation above the roof here where some of the roof was replaced here in the corner of the house. Once I've analyzed all my images and I've made all my notations and comments, I can go ahead and create a report. Smartview R&D creates reports by integrating with Microsoft Word. It must be the version of Microsoft Word that's installed on the computer that Smartview R&D installed, so not 360 Cloud, and it works with Microsoft 2003 and newer. The Smartview R&D comes with a handful of default templates, the .dot files that Microsoft Word documents use. So I can use any one of these existing templates to go ahead and create one of my reports, and I can also edit these templates and create my own templates. So I have an option to take an existing template and copy it and turn it into a version of something I want myself, or I can come in and just edit this template and make changes to it. When you go to edit a template, it's going to open the .dot file, which again is the underlying template that all Word documents use. And so I can do things like I can change out this logo here if I wanted to change it to my own company logo from the default Fluke logo. I see where my elements are on the page. Things like change out the footer, and I can change out content that I don't want on the page. I'm not going to make any modifications to it this time. I'm just going to create this report. So I select Start. It's going to go ahead and generate. And then it opens up the report, and now this is not a .dot file, but this is a Word document. And here it brought in my thermal image along with the analysis object I'd placed on it, the visual light image, the data from what was in the reports, and then the comment that I had placed on the report, on the image. And then I can come in here and I can place my own recommendation. And as we see, each image that was selected was brought into the report. And now the report can be saved, it can be exported to PDF, it can be shared, and it can be emailed around. Smartview R&D inserts a plugin into Microsoft Word in order to facilitate this integration. You'll see this tab up here, Thermal Reports. Selecting on this gives us some tools to interact with Smartview R&D. If this is a report that I just created or a saved report that I'm opening back up again, I can actually make changes to this image without having to recreate the whole entire report. To do that, I just select the image and then I select Browse for Images over here on the Thermal Reports in Microsoft Word. What that will do is it will open up that image in Smartview R&D, where I can go ahead and make changes to it. When you do that, you see this switch to the report option, and I can select Apply, and it will automatically insert the updated images in the report with the updated information, changing these values here as I went from a line marker to an area marker. After I've created a report and saved it, and I realize I need to add additional images to the report, I can do that by selecting the area in the report where I want to insert an additional page with more image, selecting duplicate here. It will insert a new page from the template with no data, and now I must browse for images. If I want to go find a new image and open it up, and now I can put my fault rating. I can say no fault, no comment, or whatever I need to do here for this, and then I can go ahead and apply it. It's going to bring that image into the report and fill out the report page where I put round recommendations or anything else that I want to do. It's also possible to create a report completely from scratch. So if I was to close this report and I was just to open Microsoft Word, open a blank document here, because I have the Thermal Reports plugin, I can start building any report that I want. So I can start inserting images or put different things onto the report. So first we need to start by placing our elements onto the report. And then we place the actual images we want into the report there. So you have to go add the tables and the fields and all of the additional information. So creating a report from scratch is a lot more work. It's a lot quicker to modify an existing template, set the template up the way that you want, and then you can quickly generate reports and insert images in. These Word reports are generally for individual images, IR images, not IR radiometric video. If you go to create a report from a radiometric video, it will insert a frame on each page. And so if you have a 15 frame video, you'll just get a 15-page report of each frame. And that may have some value depending on the application, but generally that's not how people report on radiometric videos. For both videos and images, Smartview R&D has a number of features to make the data exchange between applications simpler. So if I open a short video here and I select sequence, there's an export option here. And this allows me to export this sequence of images by frame, because this is a video here, as PNGs or JPEGs. I can convert it to an AVI video, or I can bring it out to Excel or ASCII text, or in binary format or MATLAB format. So again, if I select any one of these, let's just say it's going to go ahead and export this data. As we see here, it brought it out by each frame. So for a video, oftentimes we'll see the export it into the MATLAB format or into Excel, because this will put it in a format that makes working with this data a lot more practical. There, I'll exported it out in the Excel format. So if we come here, again, each frame, but it brought the data out into Excel, where here it can be worked with, has the resolution up top, 640 by 480, and then each cell represents a pixel and it represents the temperature value for working with. The reporting and exporting features allow you to share your infrared analysis with other people or applications.